Hello, everybody. It's Dusty Sage with MiceChat.com here at Disneyland in front of the reopened Haunted Mansion Holiday. There is a goober behind me that some of you may recognize. It's this fella right here. This is Jeffrey the Disney Geek. You may remember him from D23 and the Disney Archives and so many events at the Disney Expos and Destination D and so many other things. So we're going to take you all around Disneyland to see the spooky sights of Halloween here at the Disneyland Resort. We're going to take you from the mansion here. We are going to see some of the construction, Tiana's Palace, also the Adventureland Treehouse. Then we will head over to California Adventure and see Buena Vista Street, Cars Land's Honkin' Halloween, and we'll finish up in San Francisco, which officially opened yesterday. So today is the first day of Halloween, and yesterday was the first day of San Francisco Square. There is a lot for us to see. So I'm going to turn this around.
Wait, I thought, Todd, you told me that we were going to go get cocktails over at the Napa Rose Lounge. What is happening here?
I may have lied to get you to do this video with me, but I'm going to just turn this around now. It's too late to go back now to alter course. And here we are. Over there you see the remnants of Splash Mountain ducking out of frame are Mike and Suzanne. Look at her. She's running. She's running. The rats are running.
We love Suzanne. We love Mike. They are amazing.
But over there is what's left of Splash Mountain, soon to be Tiana's Bayou Adventure sometime next year. But here is where the action is, because this is Haunted Mansion Holiday. And you know, there's another little bit of news, Jeffrey.
Yes, Todd.
There was a big announcement this last week that Haunted Mansion is getting an expansion.
Which is amazing.
It is amazing. It doesn't mean that the ride is going to be changed in any way that we know of.
Or the attraction.
But what you are going to see is a big expansion over here near the exit. So all of this that you're seeing over here, where the outdoor cart is, where the former Fast Pass for Splash Mountain was for many years, all of that, including the area behind it, there is actually a lot of land behind this, including a little pet cemetery that used to be part of the queue way back in the day and is no longer used. So there's actually quite a bit more room over here for them to build a shop. And it's going to look like a carriage house. So they can move all that Haunted Mansion merchandise from over in New Orleans Square to over here by the mansion. What do you think about that, Jeffrey?
I think it's great. Also, G. Tina is really excited, and I'm excited that G. Tina is super excited.
Well, I'm excited. She's excited.
I think it's really cool. And I love when they do, when Imagineers do things like this, because the theming is always, I mean, you think about the queue expansion at Magic Kingdom and how amazing and incredible and immersive that is.
Yep. Yeah, I'm really anxious to show them the queue area on the other side. But first, we're looking at this super long line. Anybody want to guess what that line is for?
Are they waiting for Tiana's Bayou Adventure to open?
They may be. Are they waiting for the shop? Are they waiting for a beignet or one of the new sippers?
I would love a beignet. Wait, you also promised me a beignet. What is happening here?
Listen, beignet, you won't be able to fit in your clothes anymore. Just trying to watch all of our waistlines. And as we look, we see that that long line is actually for the front of line lightning lane. So you pay for your genie and then you get to wait in a line like that.
Well, I mean, it's opening day to Dusty. I mean, Dusty, like, you got to really give it to these people who are committed, and I'm on board with them.
We did ride the Haunted Mansion a couple of times today. It's been down a lot today, so there's extra demand because it keeps breaking down. Suzanne and I rode it early this morning, shortly after it opened. Then we went back to ride it a second time because there were some new things inside that we're going to mention to you in a second here. And it broke down. All the lights turned off, like it was pitch dark in there, and then suddenly the work lights came on. It was really bizarre. And then we got to exit through the secret exit. It was kind of cool. 90-minute standby wait. So we're standing over here now, the other side of the mansion, and all of this is the extended queue area for Haunted Mansion. You'll notice in the very back, there's that kind of greenhouse-ish type building. You just saw the train, the steam from the train's whistle go. In front of that is a little old greenhouse. That is all going to be demolished, including this part of the queue where the fence is. It's going to take over this area over here. Including the beautiful magnolia gardens. It's going away.
Todd, I mean, people are asking you a lot of questions. Are you answering them?
I will be in just a
okay,
second.
Making sure.
And we want to show you where they're going to build this new extended queue. There's going to be a new greenhouse, some theming. We don't know is what other homages to Disney there might be. And one of the Imagineers who was working on Mansion in the earliest days, helped came up with the concepts, was Rolly Crumb. And he had a kind of cool concept. What was it called, Jeffrey?
The candle melting?
Well, yeah, right. He had the Museum of the Weird.
Oh, the Museum of the Weird. I was getting very specific for you.
Yeah,
Sorry.
and one of the characters, the iconic characters in the Museum of the Weird, was going to be the Candleman. And today, when we went into Mansion, we were the very first people to spot a little miniature Candleman that they had hidden in the attic scene.
Okay, I love that Dusty is being so humble here. Dusty was the first, but Dusty's like we. It was Dusty. Dusty spotted it. Dusty gets full credit.
Yeah.
And Rolly Crump and his family hopefully are appreciating the fact that that homage was there.
I
It's
have
freaking
already
amazing.
contacted Rolly's son, Chris, to let him know that there's this cool homage to his dad in the Haunted Mansion. Also, Suzanne, when we rode, there's a whole new cake. It's gigantic. We went in there and she went, ooh, cake. It's huge, huge. One of their best cakes ever. There are some gingerbread ghouls that are circling around the top. You went through with me later. What did you think?
I thought it was incredible. I just love how every year they outdo themselves. And the gingerbread house this year is spectacular.
So I have
I love that you were able to point out a whole bunch of the new things, which is so cool. And for those of you who get to go through it, we're not going to reveal everything that Dusty pointed out to me, but you should point them out.
I'm going to mention some things, and they'll have to find it on their own.
Okay.
Suzanne showed me 2 dancing monkeys. So there's 2 monkeys dancing.
Wait, was that you and me? Were we the dancing monkeys?
We were the dancing monkeys, but there were dancing monkeys.
Okay.
There's also a little gingerbread. What was he, Suzanne?
Gingerbread skeleton?
A gingerbread skeleton somewhere that's new. The bride monkey is hidden this year in a different spot. So there's lots of things to kind of find this year, so it's pretty amazing. So this again is going to be queue area over there that they're going to add to the mansion, and then this area over here, they're also taking this out of the garden space that you're seeing, additional seating for Tiana's Palace, which is right there. Now what is this line for? You might assume it's for Haunted Mansion Holiday, but this is not a line for Haunted Mansion Holiday. No. This is a line for... It's raining, by the way, folks. It is coming down. Look at the ground. It's starting to really come down now. This line is for the new popcorn buckets and sippers. So there's Zero and the mayor's car. It is coming down now. We are going to ruin our camera equipment, so I need to find us. I can't believe how hard this is coming down. Like, maybe we'll go back this way. We're seeking shelter, folks. Like, there's a downpour at Disneyland. This is like, we start a live video, and in the middle of summer, when it was almost 90 degrees today.
Okay, we're okay right here. The beautiful tree is okay, or not. Right back here, we're
there.
Dusty.
Okay, so I'm trying to cover the microphone equipment because it is not waterproof. We're also using a gimbal, not waterproof. Phone is waterproof, so we won't lose the phone.
Well, there's that. Okay. How about right here?
Yeah.
Oh wow, it is pouring.
Oh yeah.
We did not expect
We will
this.
be able to show you all what it looks like here.
Wow.
Wow. Look, it's like already there are puddles. Can you believe that? My arms are completely
In Florida,
covered.
they call this drizzle.
Yeah, well here it's torrential.
Exactly.
On the news tonight, they're going to talk about how people had to swim home from Disneyland.
Also, I saw Gavin Doyle said hello. Gavin,
Well,
hello,
Gavin.
my friend. You're amazing.
Good to see so many people on the stream today. So, since we're stuck here for just a couple of minutes, and the cell will pass right through, I'm sure. The clouds are not dark, pretty light in color, so we should be fine in just a second. But what else should we tell people about the mansion this year or the expansion? So if you all have questions, or did you see any questions that we should answer?
Well, there's one question there just asking if
we thought the mansion might stay closed during the time when they're doing the expansion.
You know, it's such a good question, and everybody wants to know now. They're planning on starting the construction for the Haunted Mansion expansion when Haunted Mansion Holiday ends. So there's usually a 2-week period where it stays closed to turn it back. Now, in recent years, they have sometimes stayed closed a little longer to complete renovations and things. We think they'll probably do a little of that. And they are going to have to, at some point, make a mess inside the mansion because they're going to add an elevator for disabled guests, and that'll probably be at the exit. So one of the reasons why they're going to go ahead and put this shop in at the exit is they're going to have to tear up that area anyway to put in the elevator. So the building for the new shop that looks like a carriage house will probably help hide the elevator mechanism. So it will help guests that are disabled get in and out of the mansion without having to go into that crowded elevator room. It's going to help the cast members speed up, load, and unload. It's just kind of stopped raining now, so I think we can go.
Let's wait one more second.
Jeffrey wants to wait. Jeffrey wants to wait another section. The question's going to be how long will they stay closed, or will they have to maybe periodically open and close? We just don't know yet, so we'll wait and hear more. But I'm very excited
Dusty
about that.
spent a lot of time doing his hair, so we can't just run back into the rain. But yes, agree. We're very excited about the expansion.
Now, I have a kind of a thought. I'm going to go to the next bridge so we can kind of show you.
Okay.
So we're going from bridge to bridge, and I'm covering the phone as we go. So if you see weird shadows, it's just my hand. Over here, there's a shop right over there. So you see Pieces of 8, and just beyond Pieces of 8, I think is Port Royale is what they call it. That right now is the Haunted Mansion merchandise store. It makes no sense at all for the Haunted Mansion merchandise to be this far away from the attraction. If they move all of that Haunted Mansion merchandise out of Port Royal and into the mansion's new store, it means you've got a lot of space freed up, and some people said it'd be great to have New Orleans merchandise back in New Orleans. But what I think might happen is they might do a similar queue expansion for Pirates of the Caribbean into the space that you currently have the bread bowls and the Port Royale.
Oh, that would
so
keep
they
the
can
walkways
keep people
so
out of
much
the
more
walkways.
open. Yeah, I love
so
that.
I think that once they do the Haunted Mansion queue expansion, they could potentially do an expansion for Pirates.
Dusty, is there anything you don't think of?
Well,
I think the answer to that is no.
No. I can't sleep
This is
sometimes
why
at night.
this is why you sleep 3 hours.
I mean, I
at
remember
night.
many years ago before they built Galaxy's Edge, and I was thinking, how could they connect the two dead ends in the park, which were like Toontown and Critter Country, how they could do it. And we thought about small lands and things that they could build. So I was thinking about how they could connect things up. Now, they never did connect up Toontown, but they did connect up Critter Country to Galaxy's Edge. And yeah, it's a little bit of a weird connection, but
I love it.
I
I'm very
think
on board with it.
Great. It really has helped Critter Country in particular.
Yes. Also, in it, I believe it has increased. Not that Hungry Bear needed any more traffic, but like Hungry Bear is uber popular
Yeah,
now.
it
You used to
is.
be able to sit in the back there and find like a quiet table, and now it is always
Puddles.
slamming there, which I love.
Yeah, and it's not that it's the greatest food, but it is a wonderful spot. Yesterday,
I like the food there. They used to have a great fried green tomato sandwich. Did you ever have
I
that?
remember that.
So
and they
good.
had a wonderful chicken salad with little bits of watermelon in it. And
I'm allergic to watermelon, so I wouldn't have liked that
know
so
that.
much.
I shouldn't have sent you all of those watermelon
Fun
Jolly
fact.
Ranchers.
Exactly. That's why I sent them back to you. Anyway,
We're going to take a quick look while Jeffrey's talking to you. I'm just going to pan around so you can see.
while I'm talking about my watermelon allergy. This is one of the most fascinating elements of my life is the watermelon allergy.
This is that shop I was telling you about, folks, that has the Haunted Mansion stuff in it. We're just going to peek. I'm not going to go inside because we'll probably lose the stream, but you can see it's a pretty cool store, but it gives you an idea of what they might be doing with the new shop. The new shop is themed to Madame Leota. So Madame Leota is the proprietor of the new shop. So she has converted an old carriage house into her home.
And she's like doing this all from her crystal ball, from inside the crystal ball?
I think it's, I don't know, but it may be Madame Leota in her human form.
Oh.
Now,
Ooh, I'm on board with
I
that.
don't know if Pirates is closed or not. I don't think it's closed. I see people in the queue. There's just nobody in the outside queue. There's a few people in the inside queue. Probably
It rains in
because
LA and people just flee in terror.
We had 2 minutes of rain and
and
everybody's
the entire
gone.
park is empty.
Well, it just goes to show you how many people are made out of sugar and spice because they just melted away.
Well, you know what? Call me Alphaba.
Speaking of Elphaba, this is the Haunted Mansion Treehouse. This is the Adventureland tree. I'm zooming in for you all. So,
Oh yes, Deb G misses the fried green tomato sandwich. I love Deb G.
Oh, so
Thank you,
good.
Deb.
And you see here that they have a little bit of scaffolding up. Now this scaffolding wasn't planned. There appears to be some sort of an element they're working on. And they're building what is known as the water wheel system. At the very bottom there, you see something covered in tarping. That is the wheel, the water wheel. And then as we get a little closer here, I'm going to zoom out.
Zoom out better. Better. You keep walking closer. There you go.
So what you're seeing right now, see that thing right here? Those are little bamboo buckets, and they get filled with water from the water wheel. Then they go up the treehouse. They dump into a cistern, and then there are all sorts of bamboo kind of conduit pipes throughout the treehouse, and they deliver water. They actually deliver real water throughout the treehouse. So when you're in the treehouse, you'll see running water. I think that there was some sort of a clearance issue or something with this this contraption, because when they were trying to get it to work, there was a tree branch or something that was a little too close and causing it to snag. And that is why I believe that this scaffolding is up right now. So they're just fixing that. But this is going to be open soon, folks. It's almost done. You see they've already installed the lanterns over here.
Someone's making a comment. Seriously, it seems like they built Galaxy's Edge faster than the tree.
Well, not too far off. They've been working on the treehouse for 2 years.
And Andrew, yes, I am a Disney nerd, but I prefer Geek. But sure, yes.
We have to be careful where we walk here. That's a big puddle.
It's like it's flooded. Oh my goodness.
There, 2 minutes of rain and Adventureland is flooded. Oh, we were going to go down that way, right?
We were.
I'm going to take you all out the Frontierland route. So Jeffrey picked the. Oh, look! I'm glad we turned around.
Sally, Jack, you're amazing.
They just walked through that puddle that we avoided. They stepped right in it.
Well, you know. They're very animated, so they'll be fine.
Oh, they're all bones.
Oh.
They'll be fine. They'll be fine.
Well played, sir.
Andrew says, I'm sorry, I misspoke.
It's okay, Andrew. We're good.
All the
We're
poor
good.
people who were eating out here on the patio, some of them left their stuff behind.
I
Others
believe the
stayed.
term is fleed. They fled. They fled.
They fleed.
They fleed.
They fleed. Look how pretty the park that looks though in the rain. I like the way that the light reflects, the way it makes the children scream. The other thing I was going to show you all, but it washed the lines away, is every single popcorn cart and soda stand and churro cart in the resort has been slammed today because they all have a special kind of popcorn bucket or sipper. And there are some pretty cool ones.
Yeah.
The Mickey one that we're about to see here is like one of my favorites. He's super cute.
But the Maleficent
lines,
one,
even here right
dusty.
now, look at the line.
Oh.
So there's people lined up along the river to get this popcorn bucket. But earlier, that line was
I feel
really
like the line
long.
was shorter in Tomorrowland. Should we tell them that?
I definitely think the line was shortest in Tomorrowland. Here's the Mickey one.
Oh, but you can also get the Nightmare
And an Oogie Boogie bucket. I think I really like
the lock,
this
shock,
one.
and barrel.
That's really,
It's so cute.
that's
Super
amazing.
cute.
Yeah, like
Really
the
well done.
detail in that.
The detail's amazing.
And they're expensive.
Oh.
I don't think that was rain. I think that was just the trees jettisoning their water on us.
Yeah.
$31.75
A bargain.
for the Mickey bucket.
It is a bargain at any
and the
price.
Oogie Boogie bucket is $12.75. That was the one that was just a plain bucket. So we're walking out this way because aside from Haunted Mansion and Main Street, really the only Halloween decorations in Disneyland are here in Frontierland. And there's a couple of elements that I think are particularly charming. One is the Dia de los Muertos courtyard. They are still doing meet and greets with Mirabel and with Miguel from Coco.
Mirabel.
And Mirabel from Encanto.
I'm a big Encanto fan. I don't know. Anyone else out there a big Encanto fan?
Incontinent.
Okay, you know what?
Dia de los Muertos. I don't know why I read that as burritos. But here, look at her. Come on, she's a skeleton, but she's got
what is
great
Evan
hair.
and Jeffrey, what do you want to see with the villainous finale? What do I want to see them do with the villainous finale?
Because they're redoing the finale of Fantasmic because the dragon burned to a cinder. So they want to know what you'd like to see happen with the finale of Fantasmic.
Wow, I have not even thought about that, but
She's got really big hands.
she does have very big hands.
Scary.
Evan, I'm going to be thinking about that for a few minutes, so let me get back to you on that. I love the ofrenda. Do you see the ofrenda
that's
there? Look how
great.
beautiful that is. The colors.
Isn't that neat, folks? Ofrendas. This is not the only ofrenda at the Disneyland Resort. There's another one in Cars Land. We'll go look at that one too. This is really neat. And they also, in addition to having all this cool stuff, they're still doing meet and greets on the stage. You see the family madrigal there on the mural.
That person
back
there is, by the way, not part of the meet and greet. Just
She
in
may
case
be. You don't know.
I guess that's
she
true.
looks like she
It's
might
true.
be.
Somebody's asking if the Ghost Galaxy overlay on Space Mountain will be happening this year.
Not happening this year, folks. Ghost Galaxy is gone for a
This
long
year.
time, probably. It's been years and years since they did it. It was
Has it?
determined that it was too scary for kids, and so they decided to give up on it. However, it cost them next to nothing to do the Ghost Galaxy overlay, and I think kids can handle it. And if you're old enough to ride Space Mountain, you can handle a few projections of a space monster.
If kids can watch Bambi, they can.
If they can ride
Bambi
Snow
is-
White's Enchanted Wish, they can handle. I think Snow White's Enchanted Wish is scarier than Ghost Galaxy.
Oh.
Emily says Ghost Galaxy has been exorcised.
We have another thing to show you all here. I just need to step over some
Well
puddles
played, Natalie.
because
Well
this
played.
is the Halloween tree. And I'm going to let Jeffrey tell you all about Walt Disney's friendship with
Ray Bradbury.
That's right. So what is
I-
the significance of this tree? Because this is a really touching tribute.
I mean, Walt and Ray Bradbury. It was. Okay, now literally you put me on the spot, Dusty.
I do
It was.
because
I mean,
care.
Ray Bradbury had wanted to have something like this symbolizing. Okay, now we can just read it. Realizing author Ray Bradbury's dream of having a symbol of the holiday become part of Disneyland. I mean, one of the things that I think is so cool is that all of the friendships that Walt had with people whom people may have been surprised
That's right.
by. I mean,
Who are
you
some
think
of the
like
other
a
people?
Salvador Dali.
Oh, yeah,
people like
that's a
that.
good
Like
one.
it's
Like kind of avant-garde. Like everybody thinks of Walt Disney as being just a wholesome family man, but a lot of his friends were artists and very, very creative people.
Absolutely. I mean, and Walt was considered very of. I mean, no one had ever done anything that Walt had done when he did it. So, what we all now consider amazing, incredible family entertainment was cutting edge at the
Yep.
time in the way that many of the artists that Walt engaged with also committed their work was committed to.
Yep. I even think of some of like Walt's favorite artists were really the most creative ones. He loved Mary Blair, for example. Her artwork was so unique. Who was the favorite artist of yours, Jeffrey, that worked with Walt in those early days?
Oh, that's like picking a favorite child. But I have no children, so honestly, I guess that's less of an issue for me. But I mean, I think of a Mark Davis.
Yeah.
Someone who created so many iconic characters under like.
And
That's
was
the
able
first
to
one
add
that came
humor to the art.
Absolutely, really, and then translated all of that into the theme parks. Look, it is a flood, ladies and gentlemen.
Watch this.
Disneyland is flooded, flooded. But yeah, I guess Mark Davis was just to me, and then I think about people like Andreas Deja and Mark Henn and Eric Goldberg and so many of the contemporary animators who took what the Nine Old Men did and just brought it to the next level and translated it into something that the next generation of Disney fans and audiences could really appreciate.
I agree. I think that's amazing. So we are here. One of my favorite elements about the holidays is There's Walt and Mickey, of course. This is the partner statue. And underneath it are all of these pumpkins. Each pumpkin represents a different land at Disneyland. So, of course, Tarzan for Adventureland, Jack Skellington for New Orleans Square, Woody in Frontierland, Winnie the Pooh in Critter Country, Tinkerbell in Fantasyland, Roger Rabbit for Toontown,
All right,
and Buzz Lightyear for Tomorrowland.
Dusty, 2 questions. Favorite pumpkin and favorite land?
So my favorite pumpkin is probably Winnie the Pooh because I just have a soft spot in my heart for Winnie the Pooh.
Fair.
And favorite land, I'm going to say something controversial.
Please do. That's my favorite kind of thing.
Tomorrowland.
Ooh.
Tomorrowland is broken, folks, but I think it also is one of the most inspiring lands to me. When I was a kid, you had to pick a place to run at rope drop. I always ran back to Tomorrowland, Space Mountain, Star Tours. Like, to me, it was the land on the move, and I loved the Autopia when I was a kid. There's one pumpkin missing. Which land did not get a pumpkin? Yeah, which
Misking?
Misking. So which land didn't get a pumpkin?
Galaxy's Edge doesn't
There
have
you
one,
go.
but these were created pre-Galaxy's Edge.
I like to believe that that pumpkin is just hyper-spaced elsewhere.
I appreciate
It may be in the collector's warehouse, workshop, whatever that is.
It might be. You know what? I actually think that Ashley Eckstein has it in her house.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt. Or Tony Baxter came and absconded with it one night.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So we're headed into the most decorated area of Disneyland, which is, of course, Main Street, USA. There are whimsical touches. Look at the color scheme. So Disneyland's color scheme for Halloween are the candy corn colors, essentially. So it's oranges and yellows. That is the color scheme for Main Street, USA. And the reason I'm pointing that out is we're about to head over to California Adventure, which has a very different color.
Wait, we're going to California
scheme.
Adventure? You really did
I
promise me
hope
Napa
that you
Rose
have a
at
park
some point.
hopper.
Wait, what?
I didn't tell him he might need a power copper. We might have to leave him in the Esplanade. We'll see what happens.
Dusty, I crawled over a fence to get here. I don't know what you're talking about.
And there's another thing Jeffrey does not know about, so we're taking him in, folks.
Wait.
You all know what's going to happen because
Oh.
we're headed towards Plaza Point.
Okay.
There is something Jeffrey, when I told him that we were going to go a place, he's like, go where? What? To see the who? I need to make a sacrifice to what? Come on,
Yes.
folks, I want to see in the comments, where are we headed? Who are we going to meet? We bring you cheer to last all year and take your soul.
Oh.
Because these, Jeffrey, are the children of the corn.
Are they?
And look at them. Their soulless eyes. They're here to take your soul, Jeffrey.
I don't know. I saw the Chippendale Rescue Rangers movie, and I feel like they're like the Seth Rogen character who was like, what do you mean I'm not looking at you? And they're like, no, you're like, it looks like you're a Polar Express character. And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. That's what I'm getting. I don't think that they're gonna murder us in our sleep.
I'm pretty sure
I
they
mean,
will. I mean, if you
well.
let those children into your house and you fall asleep, there is no doubt.
This is why I have Ring, Todd.
They are going to
my
end
Ring
you.
alarm system is well rigged.
Oh my gosh, Mark, thank
Wait.
you so much for the love. We appreciate it.
I can't. Who?
Oh, look at this.
Someone said stars.
Is that good? Oh, thanks, Mark.
They're doing Halloween songs.
Someone sent stars, and I'm like, I don't know what that means, but it sounds awesome. I'm like, is Renee Zellweger here?
Awesome. That was a neat little treat. It was sort of our mid-video break.
There
It
you
was
go.
lovely. Do you feel refreshed, Jeffrey?
Yes, I had a martini while we were doing that.
He didn't have one martini.
Just kidding. What?
There have been multiple martinis sacrificed to your stomach today. Look at the pumpkin. I call this the pumpkin parade because as you walk down Main Street, each one of the buildings has their own pumpkins, and many of the windows do too. I'm going to show you some of our favorites as we get a little further down the street.
And again, I love that Dusty's like, our favorites. And I'm like, wait, I have a favorite?
Look at these big guys on top of the Carnation Cafe there. Look at them.
You're welcome, Evan.
Don't they have the sweetest little expressions? And
They
have,
do.
have you been into Fortuosity at Halloween time?
Nope.
Oh my gosh, Jeffrey.
mean,
I'm going to let
probably,
you
but
go
not-
in first so that it's like going into Halloween Maze. So you're going to walk in first because I want to hear your
This is
expression.
not my good side, Dusty, but I mean, is it the Tippi Hedren thing?
Yeah, right?
Like, yes,
It's Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds.
it is.
I
It is.
love this.
But they're not really crows. They're more like spray painted pigeons.
Some
I'm
of
just
them,
saying.
like
Some
the
of them
one
are
at the very
crows.
top up there, it has like a little hat and a broom. There's a witch bird up there. You see
There
the
is
witch?
a witch with a broom.
Yeah.
I like that one. Well, that one's also a witch with a little hat and a broom.
Little witch birds. Those are my favorite ones.
I'm very on board with this. It's
And
amazing.
I really like the vintagey Victorian, Halloween decorations as well.
Yes.
All of this.
I also
put
love that I
together.
just mentioned Rescue Rangers, and they have an entire
Oh, yes,
rack
yes,
here
yes.
of Rescue Rangers.
We have an article about this, folks. If you're interested in this line, I think it represents the 80s. and-
90s, sure.
and
Sarah
the-
Sterling, if you are watching this, and if you're not watching this, friends of Sarah Sterling, ping her because she must know about this immediately. I'm
But
sure
they have
she already
other
did.
stuff too, and it's not all Rescue Rangers, but stuff from the era.
Like, I mean,
a lot
you've
of
got
fun
little
stuff. Yeah, these are
Oliver
the
and Company. I mean, you got Dodger and
Yep.
Oliver. How cute are they?
Super cute, and they come in these kind of iridescent bags.
And you get a Bette Midler. I mean, Bette Midler voicing a Disney
Look
character.
at that.
Ah,
The one ear is a spyglass. Isn't that cute?
super
They
cute.
really did a good job on this.
It's on board.
All right, out we go.
Oh, okay.
More. There are more cool backpacks. There's a
It's
Muppets
the-
one, Dr. Teeth.
It is
Right?
the Electric Mayhem.
Oh, and
Who
look,
did
look,
not
look,
love
look.
that Disney Plus
Look,
show?
look! One of my
The little
favorite
101.
movies of all time.
It's the Cruella de Vil movie.
Oh, she doesn't get you no evil thing will.
Oh.
Madame Leota bag there in the window. How much is that Madame Leota bag in the window?
You know what? Madame Leota resents you calling her a bag. I'm just saying. You need to
The one with the
really
globe in the
adjust your
hair.
language, Dusty.
Some cute Jack Skellington stuff in the store there. We're coming upon an area that you all ask me about more than just about anything else on these videos, and that is the animated windows in the Emporium. The reason people ask about it is for the last year or so, they've mostly been broken, but in the last week and a half or so, 2 weeks, they have found a way, even if the windows are broken like the Princess and the Frog is, they're at least lighting them and playing the music. So that
Are you digging a little deeper, Dusty?
can at least enjoy the window because it's not turned off. This one is working. You see Buzz and Jessie dancing there. I love Jessie. I think she's an amazing character.
Yeah.
But her story is so sad for me that it's hard for me to even think about it. Remember when somebody
Sarah
loved
McLachlan
me?
again.
Oh my gosh, that
Everything
song.
was beautiful. Every hour we spent together breaks within my heart.
I think that what's
Bullseye.
This? Bullseye is trying to sit up, but he's drunk or something. Look at him. Just kind of like.
Well, he got the martinis you promised
Or
me,
if he
is
has
all I'm
food
saying.
poisoning or something.
He does not have food poisoning.
Here's my favorite, the mice.
Jacques
And
Gus.
Gus.
Oh my gosh. And how, for those of you who've sailed on the Disney Wish, how adorable are they in their little statue form? Obsessed.
The
Okay.
Peter Pan window is working, but if you come into it from this side,
Nope.
you're looking.
No one needs to see that.
You're looking
Dusty.
up Wendy's dress.
That is not okay.
But there are a few moving elements in this window, but not many.
It looks so good. Why? Don't judge. Look at the postcards. Look at the detail
There's
that
so
went
much
into
detail.
this.
And that's why I was saying all along, it doesn't matter if all the elements are working, just light it and play the music, because these windows are really cool, including over here, the divine Miss E. And do you know what happens in this window when it's working fully? There he comes! Here he comes! Mommy, mommy, mommy! Is this coming?
So that's you've made this something very different.
Yeah. And the Aladdin window. Oh, look, it's transforming. Things are happening.
Things are
Magic
happening.
is
Magic
happening.
happens. Magic happens. All right. For how many people out there is Magic Happens like the most amazing
I love
parade?
it. I think it's such a great parade. And the music is so.
Like Mike just said, the
going to
music's
be
his favorite.
Iconic. Yeah.
Iconic.
So here's the candy corn bunting on the firehouse. Of course, the new globe in the window for Walt Disney. They've changed that globe many times over the years. The original one that used to be up there when Walt lived here hasn't been in the park for many, many years. It was taken away by Disney's family. I think they actually have it at the Walt Disney Family Museum. So they're evoking the feeling of an early lamp that was in some of the pictures, and that's what that is. And that's why they changed the hurricane-style lamp that you may remember to the globe. Talked to Kim Irvine about that not too long ago. You know what I'm just thinking about this now. We were talking about artists and artwork. Look at this incredible mural that's over here about motoring, the joys of motoring. Alice and Bill, how are you? Some mice chatter friends over there. But look, this is all about motoring and the early days of Main Street USA. We were just getting their horseless carriages.
Dusty, do you remember life before they took your license away?
I mean, I remember having my first horse-drawn buggy because we were allowed to drive them as children back then. There were no driver's licenses.
Yeah,
So
that's
I remember
fair.
my first car was a Model
When you were
T.
like Fred Flintstone with
Yeah.
like your feet on the ground and
My first car was an
pedaling.
old Model T. It was amazing. You know, we walked right by the giant pumpkin on Main Street. There's the giant Mickey
Everyone
pumpkin.
has seen the giant pumpkin, Dusty.
It's the giant pumpkin, Charlie Brown.
You've already been at this for 40 minutes. It's supposed to be 1 hour. You're going to be. We're going to be
We
like
may
the. It's
delayed.
going to be
We had a rain delay.
We did have a rain delay. Where's Bill Rogers to announce the rain delay?
Ladies and
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, due to potential inclement weather,
Oops, see the monorail just going by out there? Monorail started running today, so it's been down for refurbishment for the longest time. Jeffrey and I were actually on the very first monorail of the day today. So
We did.
We walked by it taking our pictures in downtown Disney for the Monday update and stopped by the monorail station and said, wasn't it supposed to open today? And she said, well, if you hang out, you may just leave here in just a few minutes. And sure enough, we were on the very first monorail out of the station. That was kind of fun.
Well, we
have a
also
few
got to
pictures.
see like the construction happening with Din Tai Fung. I'm super excited for
That's
Din
one of
Tai
my.
Fung.
Have you eaten at a Din Tai Fung?
I have.
They're really good.
They are really good. I was visiting. Where are you? You're going the wrong
I'm
way.
gonna have
You
to
can't
show
leave
them
that
the.
way.
I have to show them really quick the
Okay.
foliage here at the front of the
Sorry.
park because this is
Like,
iconic.
this isn't how you leave the park.
This is
Dusty.
iconic.
Sorry. I was very fortunate. I was visiting Shanghai with the incredible team from Disney in China, and they took me to the first Din Tai Fung I'd ever been to. It was incredible.
So it's a real Chinese company, and now they have stores in the U.S., and they're
Yeah.
always the most popular thing wherever they're located. My gosh, we're coming to see one of our favorite cast members. Look, I'm running to you.
I had a feeling you were coming today because it's the first day of Halloween.
Halloween!
This is Halloween.
Yay!
This is
Woo!
Halloween.
Yes. Wait, we don't have anything. You didn't buy nothing?
Well, we will.
Not
Don't
yet.
you worry. My hands will be filled with bags by the time I leave tonight.
That's
Dusty
nice,
had to
but if
hold
you don't
the
need anything,
gimbal.
it's sold out.
Well, that's true. And that's a great tip, folks. She's saying is, if you see something you want, take care, my darling. If you see something you want at Disneyland and it's there when you walk by, it's a good idea to get the things you want because they sell out. Look at this long line to get into the park.
How are we getting back in later, Dusty?
Helicopter.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Monorail?
Monorail.
People are lined up here because fireworks. So tonight's the first night of Halloween Screams, which we will broadcast live for you, so don't worry. Follow us at 9:30 tonight, and we will have Halloween fireworks for you. But it's after work, so most people got off work around 5 and they're headed to the park for a little bit of after dark Halloween fun. Look at all this water in the Esplanade. It was literally just a few minutes of rain.
Yes. Natalie, by the way, I know you said Paint the Night, and Paint the Night is also incredible. So I don't want to take anything away
I love Paint the
with
Night.
Paint the Night from Magic Happens.
I think Paint the Night is technically a better parade than Magic Happens, but Magic Happens is a really fun daytime parade.
They're both incredible. I'm on board with both.
The daytime parades at Disney were always a little smaller scale, and the nighttime parades were more spectaculars. Oogie Boogie up there, you may have just heard him talking.
The incredible Ken Page, voice of Oogie Boogie.
Oogie Boogie. I do kind of like that entry marquee there with Oogie Boogie on it.
I love it. It's really stunning at night.
Someone's just asking if we think the flame effects operating for
If the what will be operating?
the flame effects.
Oh, you're asking about the flame effects for Halloween Screams? I'm going to guess no, because they're still doing the Phantasmic investigation, and they're not doing the flame effects yet in World of Color, I don't believe. So I think that the decision has been made to not do flame effects for safety reasons.
We're just going to hang out here with the fabulous Deborah for a hot second.
That's right.
Deborah doing the good
Her
work.
magic.
Love her.
So when we were at Disneyland, I asked you all to make note of the color scheme for Main Street USA, because when you enter California Adventure, you immediately get an entirely different feel for the holiday. So instead of it being the brighter, more kid-friendly color scheme of candy corn, here it's the darker, moodier purple and light purple, kind of a silver and purplish feel to it.
I love that you're
with
like,
the black bats.
Orange means it's for kids and purple means it's for adults. I'm like, I
That's
don't
right.
know
Men
that
are
I
from
buy
Mars,
that,
women are
Dusty,
from
but sure.
Venus. I do like the bats. So it's pumpkins on Main Street, bats on Buena Vista Street.
Yes.
The whole
they're doing
different
the
vibe.
alliteration.
Yes, I love it. Enjoying the view here.
DC, especially at night, those purple lights on.
Yes.
Thank you, Andrew. We're
I
on board.
agree.
We agree.
In fact, we can see
I keep
some of
saying
the
I'm on
purple
board. I
lights
need
in
to come up
this
with a
tree
new
right
phrase.
here. So it's not quite dark enough right now for you to really get the full effect. But if I get close to this tree, you'll see that.
But
the
since this
purple
is going to be
lights
the
are
epic
on.
17-hour live, by the time we leave here, the lights will be coming.
I have to tell you, these folks are prepared, because every once in a blue moon I do a 2-hour live. But I promise I'm not doing that today.
Really?
But we do have to go to Cars Land still.
And San Francisco.
In San Francisco.
Oh wait, and you've got to show them the new marquee at the
Well,
Hyperion.
I'll just tell them about it, because
I mean, that is.
it's breaking news.
It
what
is,
it is.
I mean-
They changed the marquee in front of the Hyperion Theater for Rogers the Musical, which ended yesterday. The marquee had read, "I could do this all day." And on our last live, I said, "But you can't do this all day forever because it's ending." And sure enough, it ended, and they changed the marquee to say, "The best thing about endings is they can be rewritten." So it sure does leave the feeling that they're trying to bring it back at some point.
Bring it back.
Sad news is they have boxed up the set pretty much already. They're
Oh.
putting it in crates and sending it off to storage, but they're doing it in a way that it can come out of storage. So sure they have other plans for that theater in between. So we're seeing bats in the Belfry up there, one of the coolest effects in any Disney park ever, and I just walked right by something else cool. We're gonna go back because I heard it whinnying.
We are.
Yes, we're right here, Jeffrey. He said we are. God forbid he would have to take an extra step. Long line here because they must have a popcorn bucket or sipper people want. Who are we coming to see, folks?
Todd, is that your stomach again?
I did
Dusty,
have lunch in San Francisco.
Dusty. I mean, Dusty,
Yeah, lay out the churros.
I was gonna say, no more dairy for you.
I love this. Isn't this cool? And at night, you see sometimes the steam coming out of the nostrils of the horse. Oh. That's cool, right, Mike?
I love this.
So good.
It's even better at night when the
Suzanne gets scared. She stays all the way over here because it's too scary for her, right? Now, if you all didn't see already, our own Natalie Kipper, our maven of merchandise, took you on a very first walkthrough of San Francisco just moments after the park opened yesterday. So if you go to our Facebook videos or our YouTube channel and click on live, you can see that live video walkthrough. Since she knows everything about the merchandise, she does go into the store, explain a little bit about that, but she also speaks Japanese. So she's able to read the signage in San Francisco. It's one of the most incredible live walkthroughs. So it wasn't me on that big video, but it was an expert in katakana and different forms of Japanese script. And of course, she also knows everything about the merchandise. So please make a point of looking up that video. We will also have it embedded in our Monday update.
Although Dusty, while Natalie may have hit all of the merchandise, we did enjoy some of Aunt Cass's delicious food.
Aunt Cass opened for the first time yesterday. We had lunch there.
Yeah.
And I had the curry, the beef curry. You had a chicken salad something?
No, the soba noodle.
Soba noodles.
The shrimp soba noodle
What
salad.
did you think?
I thought it was unbelievable. It was incredibly filling. It tasted delicious. Light. It didn't feel very heavy at all. Felt very healthy for something that was so good.
And I had the beef curry served in a sourdough bread bowl.
That's
anything
sourdough
served
bread.
in a sourdough bread bowl is good, right? Like if nothing else, eat the bowl.
Right. Okay.
And it was a tad on the spicy side for me, so I ate a little more than half of it.
Okay.
But I just couldn't
Dusty,
eat.
really? Dusty ate everything that did not get absorbed into the sourdough bread.
That's your version of the story. But it was a little on the spicy side for me, so I have suffered a little bit for that today, but it was delicious. So those of you who can handle
we
a
have
little bit of
suffered
spice.
a lot for that today.
So all day long I've been saying we, and he's like, we, and this time I said
Yeah, well,
I, and he's like, you mean we?
This time.
There's no right answer.
Exactly. Never.
We are almost to Cars Land, and you
Where
know
the lights are on.
Yes, and they are celebrating Halloween because they've got their Halloween billboard up, and it's awesome. So, great question from David about which do you think is scarier, Guardians of the Galaxy, their After Dark, Monsters After Dark, or Space Mountain, Ghost Galaxy? It's a great question. I don't think either one is particularly scary. They're about the same level of scary for me. But here's the thing. It's really a scary thrill ride all year round for Guardians of the Galaxy. And Space Mountain is a roller coaster in the dark. I don't think that anybody that's riding either one of those attractions should be scared by a few videos of monsters.
No, I agree.
Because the audience was asking, you know, if they're doing Monsters After Dark, how do they get away with that? But they don't do Ghost Galaxy at Space Mountain. They're not going to let us off the hook on that one. Look at the witch car, everybody. Witch car. Look at her.
What a good likeness that is for Dusty.
It looks just like me, like a family member. Did you see the graveyard here made out of the grills of dead cars?
This is, and you were saying this earlier as we were walking through, just one of the most incredibly well-themed
I mean, I'm
overlays.
almost crying. It just, something
Well,
so
if you had
special.
not had your tear duct surgically removed, that might be possible.
If I had a heart. But there's something about the creativity, and that's what gets me. For me, as a child, Disney was about creativity, but it was also about whimsy. And so many of my favorite Disney things were, they had an element of humor to them. Even think about Jungle Cruise. Yeah, it's a real life kind of jungle with real looking animals, but then it has all those humorous elements to it. Even Star Tours, you know, it's Star Wars, it could be really scary, but it isn't because they have so much humor to it. I just love that. Look at this. Look how creative. They made pumpkins out of gas
Fuel
containers.
tanks.
Yes.
Gas tanks, yeah.
And look at the spiders, and they're made out of, I don't know what that is. Mike, is that an alternate? What is that?
Spark
The
plug
red
or- I
part
don't
of the
know.
spider.
Oh, those are distributor caps.
Distributor caps.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Of course they are.
The gays don't know what a distributor cap is, but
I have no
look
idea.
at the
Does it
incredible
distribute nice things to people?
the eyes and the teeth made out of cones and tires and mufflers. See, I know what a muffler is. And then over here at the Association Hall, they have movie posters for scary movies that are all car puns. So Attack of the Space Zombies from Planet B. Look at that. Hocus Spocus. A double feature, Undead Batteries and Undead Batteries Jump Again. And my favorite, the Escape to Hitch Mountain.
Yeah.
That is so clever. Oh my gosh. And of course they have lit the trees here in Cars Land as well. Beautiful purple and orange lights here on this tree. Just make them out. You know, I gotta say, I'm glad it rained a little bit because the sky is sort of cloudy and the rain, it does feel like Halloween. It didn't earlier when it was 87 degrees.
Yeah, you know what? I don't care so much about that. I'm always happy when it's 87.
It's like, what do you want to go do? I want to go sit down in the air conditioning for 2 hours.
I want to go lay out. I want to be on a Disney
but
cruise.
I haven't been to parks in a long time. I want to ride
Oh,
rides.
look,
Well,
there's
I'm
a
sorry.
different. There's lightning in his costume there,
did
as
we
opposed
see
to before
earlier?
we saw Mater in
Mater
his
as a
vampire
vampire.
costume, which you're gonna apparently find on micechat.com on Monday.
I did take a photo. Look how cool that is. That is Lightning McQueen. Special treats in all of the cones. And if you want to know more about the food, please check micechat.com. We have our Halloween article at the top of the site right now. It's updated by Nathan Villamore this morning with all of our photos that we took today, plus some additional information from Disney about food, merchandise, experiences, ride overlays. There is so much going on for Halloween. It's really what separates Disneyland Resort from Walt Disney World. Disney World does mostly after-hours parties, but they don't offer much for guests during the day. So I think this is pretty spectacular that we still get this. It's important that you let the park know when you get a chance that these are the reasons you buy a ticket and visit. For special overlays like Cars Land for a honkin' Halloween. This sign billboard over there says trunk or treat. And this is such a cool detail. Jeffrey, look at this.
Yeah, I love this. With the steam coming out.
Yes. So this old car has been wrecked here for so long that a tree trunk has grown out the middle of it. Isn't that awesome?
It's like a zombie.
Speaking of zombies, look at the curio shop.
Honestly, I thought you were going somewhere else with that, Dusty, but okay.
Curio shop has all of these clever puns for Halloween. Shrunken hoods, happy Halloween, tarot cars,
Yeah.
Bouveniers,
Who
undead
doesn't love a good
batteries,
Bouveniers?
corroded undead batteries. What could be scarier for a car?
It's true.
All right, so we're headed down this little path. I'm just going to point this stuff out. You can see more about Halloween in our Monday update. A tower of pumpkin tires. Really clever. Stanley back there is a witch, and there's a wreath made out of wires. They're using jumper cables, and it actually sparks.
Okay. And Dusty, I think we should remind everyone that if they have questions about stuff we're looking at or talking about, they can also write them into the chat.
Yeah, leave your comments below.
Because-
Leave likes and love, and tell us how much you love us. We like that most of all.
Or Dusty, because we all love Dusty.
It's true. And I told you there was another offerenda in the resort. We looked at one earlier in Frontierland.
How long will the
Here's
Halloween
one
overlay until they
for
turn it into Christmas, Michelle? That
the
is,
Hudson
no.
Hornet.
I'm sure.
Right here. This is such a cool offerenda. Isn't this amazing?
Beautiful.
This is really well done.
And the Halloween overlay ends right after Halloween, is that right?
Yeah, it
Dusty?
ends, 31st is the last day. So,
All right. And then everything, you flip it to holidays.
so we get 2 full months because September 1st through October 31st, first day of September through the last day of October. This is the longest Halloween that I can remember here at the Disneyland Resort. It's not the longest Halloween that Disney does, though. The Magic Kingdom started their Halloween parties
In May. Just kidding. I'm kidding.
in mid-August. So they've been doing them for a couple of weeks already. We'll get there eventually, but I can't imagine with the heat that we've been having for these last 2 weeks. Can you imagine if we were doing Halloween parties?
Well, they could do a double toil and trouble, sort of like you're boiling alive, sort of.
I
theming
will
with
be
that.
at the first night of Halloween with Mike and Nathan and Beverly and some other people, and we'll be doing some lives and other things from Halloween. So you can watch that this coming week.
David wants to know, were there any plans of bringing Ghoulish from the movie to Radiator Springs Rangers? I thought there were plans, maybe there enhancements. Did you hear about that?
I've heard about the plans to do that, but nothing since. And I think that if people are buying tickets and the Halloween party is here, that would be such a smart thing for them to do. Ghostlight was a wonderful short. And we're walking under the arch here into the backside of Magic, San Francisco
backside of
Square.
water.
Here's a new
Wait,
sign
no.
I've not seen, but that's a clever way to let people know where you are. So you're exiting Route 666, Route 666, Route
Okay,
666.
you really went dark there, didn't you,
I
Dusty?
did. Well, it's Halloween. To San Francisco Square,
Sure.
exit 249. Some posters right away, and look at this. The new lanterns set up everywhere. This long line that goes all the way back to Cars
And this
Land.
is just to meet Dusty Sage.
This is just to meet Baymax.
Oh, whoops, awkward.
But these trees were already here, so they've got some built-in shade for all the poor people that are waiting. And Baymax is out and about there. Are you satisfied with your care?
Aww.
Just look at his eyes. They blink. I'm going to zoom in for everybody.
Yeah, the pretty amazing. Also, that guy's backpack is very psychedelic. I'm
I think you can buy that backpack still. Look at Baymax there.
This is one of the things I like about Disney. I love about Disney is that all these people, like, they're looking and they become kids again. You can just see it in their eyes. Kevin Cox. It's a lot of extra X's there, but yes.
Andrew's asking, what is your first must-try in San Francisco?
Who's
couple of things.
Andrew's asking you guys.
I think for me, it's the birria ramen. So it's ramen, but with birria that's so popular from Cucina Cucamonga. You can get that over at Lucky Fortune Cookery. Fantastic. I recommend adding the katsu, the chicken on top. It is so good. So add the chicken on top of the birria ramen. Fabulous.
This is my first day here, and all
Jeffrey's
I've had
only
is
had
one thing.
so he
But
recommends
I really
the
love
soba
the
noodles.
shrimp with the shrimp and soba
San
noodle
Francisco
salad. It was
Makers Market now
outstanding.
open. I'm just going to show you very quickly. There's not a lot to see, and a lot of it was already here. Some of it is sold out. They're filling shelves with stuff from Marvel Land right now. They have more stuff coming, but they have some patches and shirts and Christmas ornaments over here, kids clothing. They have all sorts of plush Baymaxes, so regular plush. And then I don't know what that big giant one is. Is that like a squashmallow down there below?
It's like a pillow thing. But wait, you've not pointed out the Megabot up here.
Oh,
That is like a little hidden detail that I
we're
love.
gonna zoom in on it. They'll lose
So-
they're gonna lose our. There we go.
It's what Hero used to be a part of the bot fighting in San Francisco. I love it. It's like a great little detail.
It's awesome. There's some
cute.
other details you pointed out to me when we were in here. So on the top of each of the shelves, there's like a collection of like junk.
Or things that you would find under Dusty's bed.
What was that mask that you pointed out?
That's
to
one of
me?
the
Here, let me get
villains,
onto it.
whose name, of course, I don't remember up now that you're asking me. But I'm pretty sure you can meet that villain during the Oogie Boogie Bash. And then a lot of these are bots that, there's a bot that Hero beats during one of the competitions. It's like really fun little Easter eggs. I'm sorry I did not
think
come
it's
prepared with my notes.
Hysterical that they have spider bots here, including buy one tactical buy one get one.
Bots
Tactical
are bots.
upgrade. I don't even know what a tactical upgrade is. Do you, Mike?
I'm sorry.
What is a tactical upgrade?
Something that makes it more efficient.
Upgrade. It makes it better.
Makes it better than
Tactically.
Look at that
Yeah.
bot up there. He's very evil.
That's the
looking.
one Mike was pointing at. That's one of the bots that Hero beats in the film.
All right, so you've seen a lot of this, folks, so I'm breezing by, but this is Cosita Cucamonga. Look how long the line is. It's switchbacking here, very, very popular. Up until this moment, I have never seen hardly anyone in line for the cerveceria, but right now, there are lots of people in line. So they finally found an audience, Mike. Mike was worried they might get rid of his beer. It's like they have to find a way to let people know the beer is here.
Beer is here.
Don't get
you know
rid
what?
of-
That's
don't
a
get
very
rid of
clever little saying. You should put that on a
Don't
shirt.
get rid of it. Mike would be very upset.
And Aunt Cass Cafe.
and all of the pink umbrellas. Aunt
Ugh.
Cass, she likes pink apparently. She's a pink gal.
Sorry, I'm from the Northeast and we say aunt, but Aunt Cass.
Aunt.
Fine.
Yeah.
All right, is there anyone out there listening who says aunt instead of aunt? And now I feel like, it just make me feel slightly better about my Northeasternisms.
See? There's Aunt Cass Cafe. Mobile order spot. They have a big new menu here. And you can get this shrimp. Should we just go into the exit really quick and show people
Sure.
the menu?
Where we sat and had lunch today.
We did get an indoor spot at the bread tour, so we got very lucky. I almost hate to mention it, but there are a few tables inside the bread tour. And we snagged one. We'll show you those lanterns down there in a second as well. Lots of people coming through, and we're going to try to
going here.
see. I was going to show them the bread cart, but I bet that because of the rain it's been closed. But there's some of the Baymax bread to show you over here. So they do have a Baymax sipper. You see right here, it's going to be the hot item that everybody's going to want. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit on the menu. You'll lose my audio for a second.
We're calling this, if you pan to the left, you get Big Hero sourdough.
I will show them. So some of the items here, I'm just seeing kid stuff. Where's the regular menu? Here's Baymax bread. The version you can buy is smaller than that, but very similar look. And then over here are the new items. The soba noodle that Jeffrey had.
Soba noodle salad.
The
That's
chilled
what I
shrimp
have.
soba
It
noodle
was
is the one that he had.
outstanding.
Regular soba noodle if you're vegan. Turkey pesto club. Shrimp katsu sandwich. That sounds really weird to me, but I am going to try it. They have a creamy mac and cheese bowl. They have a clam chowder. And they have a curry beef, and that's the one that I had.
And Karen, by the way, thank you. Not Aunt. You get here.
It's kind of cool that they have the characters up there.
It was
above
so
the
nice
door,
that they
so
took this
front
time to
door.
sign their photos.
Oh,
That was
that's
really
neat.
thoughtful.
Yeah, kind of like being in a restaurant, sandwich shop where
Yeah.
all the famous people leave their headshot. The Baymax bread sells out early, so if Baymax bread is important to you, buy it earlier in the day, get a locker and leave it. And we've showed you all of this stuff from earlier because most of this opened weeks ago. So the first to open was Lucky Fortune Cookery, which has a great menu, folks. You can check out everything about San Francisco on my shed as well. We have
Look how
that
cute those
up on the
lanterns are
site.
with little Baymax
This
eyes
is
on them.
incredible. Absolutely incredible.
The details
And they
incredible.
have added new stuff just in the last couple of days. So just before the land opened, they put up some banners and things. They put up all of this lighting. They strung it up overnight. It looks wonderful. Of course, the signage up here saying San Francisco Square on this side, and then on the other side in Japanese characters. Same sign, but in Japanese. And then just panning in here, I'm not going to go in because I will lose you all for sure, but the animated billboard inside has also been updated with items from Big Hero 6. So you see cherry blossoms and lanterns and all kinds of things that tie it more into the story of San
It
Francisco.
smells so good.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Amazing. New banner that's just hanging up there. Here's the back side of that San Francisco Square sign. Oh no, it says San Francisco Square now on both sides. The other day, one of the two signs was, I think it was in Katakana, but they changed it out.
The hidden Mickey.
Oh yeah, look at
Oh,
the
up in the
hidden
window.
Mickey. Well done. See that myself now. I'm appreciate it.
Kind of cool.
Well done, Mike.
Thank you.
The bread cart is over here by the parade
That's
route.
Suzanne
that
sleeping
one.
on the job.
You see
Does not
it?
point
Yeah, right
out
up
that.
there. That's awesome. Yeah, they're all over the place.
Bread tour has not been changed, folks, so the signage out has been updated a little bit, but they didn't really change the show inside is the same. They haven't done any changes to that. Yep, there's the bread cart. It doesn't have any product on it right now because it rained, but earlier today it was just filled with Baymax bread. They're making it as fast as they can. It's super popular. And then we're just going to end over here with a mention of the new San Francisco Gate Bridge. And look at all the
Dusty
new
worked for like
decorations.
17 hours putting it together.
Well, as you will see, it's built with Legos.
Okay.
Look at the lanterns they put in up above. All of this happened in the last couple of days. So they've fully decorated out now this backside. You'll see they have some spirit jerseys. They have jerseys
You
for
got spirit jerseys.
yeah, spirit
on the
jerseys for
brain.
hockey teams. I don't know. What do they get? What game do they play? Is it hockey they're playing?
I have no idea.
I don't
Literally, you were asking the wrong person.
I
about
don't know.
sports.
But they've done a lot of neat placemaking over here. I thought those were skulls. Those are buoys. See right up there? Don't they look like skulls? Like if you're old and blind like me, they're...
Wow. I feel like you need to do a mice chat poll. Skulls or buoys?
Skull or buoy? You be the judge. I
You buoy
love
the
that
judge.
there is a Lucky Cat up there because Aunt Cass's first establishment was Lucky Cat Cafe. But they didn't call this one Lucky Cat. They call her second place Aunt Cass Cafe. I think it was a rights issue. I think there's an actual Lucky Cat Cafe somewhere in the U.S. and they couldn't use it. But I don't know that for sure.
Well, but it also looks like Mochi, who's the cat from Big Hero 6,
yes,
which
he's
I love.
adorable.
Big Mochi fan. Shout out to Mochi.
The bridge is done, folks, but we have to go onto the bridge for a second because it needs some help.
Oh.
I'm afraid that if there's a big wind, that huge pieces of this bridge are going to come down.
Dusty.
They are putting lights on the bridge, so I don't know if these little things that are there now are the lights or just where the lights are going to be put in. Because on the concept art, it looked like they were using larger light bulbs. But it's going to look spectacular at night. There it is, zooming out a little extra. Isn't that pretty in the looking? Yeah, we're all looking into my camera screen instead of seeing what's right in front of us right now. I am down to 3% battery, so we need to finish this up. And I want to take you onto the bridge before I lose you. We are 3%. Ladies and gentlemen, this
3%.
is like counting down to launch because I don't know what that was.
I don't know.
What was that? He wiped his nose and then put it. Alexander, how are you?
Thank you. How are you?
Good.
Nice to see you.
We are going to show you the bridge. They did make a small update to the Pan Pacific pin traders. They added Baymax's picture to the pin trading sign. See him there on the sides. And here is San Francisco Square. The bridge does look very impressive as you approach. And the last thing you all are going to see before you lose the video here is that the seams are unfortunately really wide here. You can tell that it was kind of assembled not in the greatest way. Look at the size of the gaps in some of those places. Really bad in others. We notice missing bolts in some places. So I am worried about that, look up above there, Mike, at the very top level. It's going to be hard for the people to see on the video here, but at the very, very top one, there's a gap of about half an inch probably between the two parts of the beam. So they're going to have to, at some point, do a major restoration on this bridge, because I'm sure Disney is not happy with whoever did the work on this.
I'm sure they have to come
I
back and
feel like we need to end on a happier note than this,
'cause
Dusty.
gray skies are gonna clear up.
Put on a happy face.
Yeah.
All right, that's not.
so
no one,
that's
no one
not
was
happy
looking
enough?
for that.
No.
I feel like there could be a lovely shot of the bridge, maybe from the bridge to
afar,
Paradise Pier.
because it looks
Let's
great.
do something really nice.
It looks great from a distance.
for the kids at home. For
From
the
a
kids at home,
distance.
Dusty.
The bridge looks great to me.
Like a bridge.
It's a bridge over troubled San
beautiful
Francisco Bay.
waters. Look how gorgeous.
Here we go.
Gorgeous. And
Here's
the
the
little
beautiful shot.
flags with Baymax on them, the banners. I'm
Yep.
sure I'm using the wrong
From
word.
here you see those beautiful wind turbines that look like fish.
Gorgeous.
The new Karl Strauss murals up there look really nice. So they added more artwork on the balcony up there
Yep.
off of the upper level above the beer cart. I think this is really, overall, it's a win for guests, because think about what the land was before. It was 3 restaurants and a beer cart and a margarita stand. That was it. There were no tie-ins to Disney characters or anything for kids whatsoever. Now the kids have character that they can meet and greet with. The parents have a shop that they can buy stuff. In addition to all of the restaurants that were there before, they've added fun new foods. And I think that overall, it's a net win. So whether or not you like the IP of Big Hero 6, the area is now more of a Disney style land with actual Disney characters in it. So all the things you loved about the land are still there. They didn't take away any of those restaurants. Most of them have their same old menu, but then they've added new stuff. So I think it's a net win overall for most guests. I think this was a neat thing for them to do. Was it done on the cheap? Absolutely. But is it still okay? I think it is. And they did probably more than they needed to do to get you to shop and dine in San Francisco Square. So thank you so much for joining us, Jeffrey. Absolutely appreciate it. You're probably ready now to have a drink.
I mean, you did. I did not know this was happening, Dusty. I'm like, wait, where's Napa Rose?
And Mike, thank you always.
The magnificent Suzanne.
Who's every morning, she's the first one in the park on our crew, and she will start texting, when are you all getting here, because they just did this or that, or Haunted Mansion open, Aunt Cass opened early. Like, she knows everything. She's absolutely amazing.
And Dusty's like, it's 4 in the morning.
And don't miss, folks, visit micechat.com and look at our videos, because we have that great walkthrough of San Francisco Square from Natalie, as well as merchandise stuff. We have a Haunted Mansion ride through from this morning. See the Candleman in person on our videos. We love you, folks. Thanks for watching. We will be back with you again real soon.
Have a magical day.
Bye-bye.